Good morning, guys. Watch out. Yeah. I'd like my viewers to meet Tank. Hi, Tank. This is Tank. Hi, boy. Say hi to your viewers. Tell your viewers I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Tank stands 5'9". Tank is 140 pounds. He's a behemoth. And some of his love, buddy. Some of his love comes with destruction. That's Buster. He's a loudmouth. A loudmouth. A loudmouth. You messing up my freshly made bed? Anyways, some of his destruction comes with every time he jumps off the couch, he breaks my vent. So, we're going to show you how to replace the vent for $20 instead of, excuse the mess, I'm rebuilding this wall right here. I'm tearing stuff down, so excuse my party, but put that down so the doggies don't step in it and fall through the hole and ruin my vent. I'm going to show you how to fix this without spending 50, 60 bucks at an RV repair shop for a brand new one. Because these are special sizes, so they charge you special money. So, I'm going to show you how to fix it permanently without having to pay $60. You can do it for $20. Get us a piece of sheet metal. This is just dryer vent. $3. Couple things of JB Weld, $10. Super glue, $2. Now I'm going to show you how to fix this permanently. Get you a rubber mallet. Get your tin. Find you a flat surface. Find you a flat surface, beat your tin flat. Now the tin is flat. Ooh. Come back over here. Set this down for a second. Now, we're going to take all our pieces and we're just going to tack it back together with super glue. And just super glue the pieces back together on both sides, inside and out, all around the seam, and you fill it up. I still got one piece to do, and then you let it dry. You make your mark for your vent, and then you make your mark for your lip, and you cut it out. And I'm not going to spend $60 because the ones they sell you are plastic, or you can get the steel ones for around $100. And Tank is so big that he's just gonna break them and fuck them up anyways. So there's no sense in spending $100 every month when I can spend $20 every 2 or 3 months. So I'm not out for pretty. I'm out for something that will take his weight and not break. So that's what we're doing. and something that's under $100. Buster, move. Now, when you put this back on here and you put it back together, your JB Weld is going to be wet, and probably your glue. But you want to put it on there and set something on top of it that holds a little bit of pressure so everything glues together, like into one piece. But you don't want it getting on your carpet. So get you some painter's tape and painter's tape around that so it won't be sitting on your carpet. Just like that right there. Painter's tape will not stick to the carpet. It'll peel right up and probably bring any dirt with it that's underneath. So you want to put that like that, and then when you put your glued vent back in, you just set it down on there, and you put something that's kind of heavy enough to hold everything together so it will bond, but not heavy enough where it's going to push it back, crack it again, or break it again. So we got the inside ready for it to be put together. I gotta honestly say that you guys' super glue sucks nowadays. In my days, super glue and crazy glue, you could put a drop on it to a hard hat, put the hard hat on a man, and put a drop of the steel to a drop of the steel on an I-beam, and you could hang a man 30 feet and it dries in 10 seconds. This super glue is barely holding, and it takes it an hour to dry. Now, like I said, I ain't looking for sexy. I'm looking for stability because of my big ass Rottweiler. But if you're looking for sexy, just take you some wood putty, put it on the cracks, fill the cracks that are busted, and then when it dries, sand it down, wet sand it until this is clean and looks good, and then paint it. If you're looking for sexy. I'm not looking for sexy. I'm looking for, does it fucking work? And does it hold my 140-pound Rottweiler? Like I said, I don't give a shit about sexy. I give a shit about stability. And the fact that my dogs don't go through my heater vent and AC vent and go through my floor and cause me thousands of dollars. So, purdy is not an option. Stability is what it's all about. So you take your JB Weld and you put it along the crack on this one, and then of course on this one, and then I will go ahead and do it all around the edge just to make it similar, and then you do the same thing in the back all the way around the seam, and then you cut out your piece. And then you put your JB Weld all the way around that again, and all the way around this, your seam, and then you put it together, throw some tape on it, some of the painter's tape. Around the edge, you put it back in your vent hole, and you set something that's about maybe 15-20 pounds on it, just enough to squeeze everything together and hold it for 24 hours while it dries. Actually, it sets in 6 minutes, but it cures in 8 hours. So it won't actually be cured for 8 hours. And then if you want purdy, it's JB Weld, so you can wet sand it and then spray paint it and make it look exactly like all the other ones in the house. I particularly am not going to do that. I don't really care if someone don't like my vents. If they don't like my vents, don't come in my house. It's not for you, it's for my dogs. So I really don't care about purdy as long as it holds my dogs. Now you take your screwdriver and your rubber mallet and you punch a hole in there, and then you get your tin snips and you cut the vent edge out, and then you put the vent back in there, and you draw a line for your lip, and then you cut your lip, and then you enforce it with steel. Now, it ain't got to be perfect, but you want it to be as good as you can. I'm a little bit old. I was using old tools, so it ain't as perfect as I wanted it, but it's only a stabilizer. So you cut out your stabilizer, your piece of tin, and then you JB weld the plastic vent. You JB weld the back side of your stabilizer, and then you JB weld the top side. You make it all one unit. And then you put it in the vent, like I showed you. You put something on top of it, and then when you pull it up to get that tape off the carpet, it's actually going to be stuck to the bottom side of this JB weld, and it'll pull right up. Just clean it up the best you can. It don't have to be perfect. It's on the back side. It goes down into the floor. Nobody's going to see it. So, and then it will be all fixed. They can step on it and they will not puncture it. They will not break it. There, now I got the JB weld on both sides of that steel. And then I put it down on that tape. And then move. And then I put a piece of plastic on top of the front of it just in case it still ain't quite cured. I can just peel it off, put a board on top of that, and set the 2 gallons of water on there. 2 5-gallon jugs of water, which is about 100 pounds. Now that will dry by midnight, and it should not break anymore.